Hi, Kathryn here with Handmade by circleartdesigns. Well, today on my work table, I'm working on a Serpentine and Indian Agate bracelet. This will be a two-tone bracelet, one on one side, one on the other. I love this look, and I haven't done it in quite a while. Now, the Serpentine is called New Jade, and I'll tell you why as we get on into the work table. This is Project 7 for March. I think it's the last one for this month, and it is a bargain bead box for March and more. And it's called and more because I've pulled several things from my own stash. So let's turn our eyes to our workspace. So as I turn my eyes to my work table today, I see this Simply Grateful mat. Aren't those flowers beautiful? Did you know my jasmine are now blooming? The jasmine is blooming. And I saw my first butterfly this last weekend. It was a beautiful little yellow butterfly. And I said, "What are you doing awake?" But I am so thankful that he was. It meant that spring had really come. And I am so grateful for the warmer weather. We have had beautiful sunshine, and we have had, warmish weather. Not warm weather in Texas, but warmish weather. And I truly am simply grateful for the beauty God sets before my eyes, even when things don't seem beautiful. How about you? What are you simply grateful for today? Have you stopped and taken stock of what's either happened in your life today or yesterday? There might be hard times, but I bet if you really think about it, there is something you can be simply grateful for. All right, we've got our mat on. Oh, did you see my finger flash right there? I'm trying to get this mat centered. That seems like a everyday thing. Even though I don't move the mat, I never have my camera in the same place. So I've got the mat on. I'm going to move my finger right across here and see if we cannot get the center right here. Now, I don't know why I'm doing this because I'm going to use a bead board, but I do. It's a process I always start with. So here is the bead board. I'm trying something new today. You might see my little pink clip right up there, but I am going to use the bead board. I love to use this bead board, and I'm going to go ahead, even though I want a 7 1/4 inch bracelet, I'm going to start out with the 7 bracelet, and this is the Indian Agate. Look at all the beautiful colors this comes in. These are called tube beads or he/she beads. They're from my own stack, and you have seen me use them before. I got these at Hobby Lobby back in the winter. Now, these are lovely little spacer donuts. These are metal donuts. And I got them off of Amazon, but I could not find them to put a link up. Now this next is, they call it in the Bargain Bead Box, New Jade, but it is really Serpentine. And let me tell you about this. So I was a little confused whenever I saw on there New Jade, but it was in parentheses when I got my Bargain Bead Box. New Jade is the trade name that this Serpentine goes under, and it goes under it because of its color and similarities to jade itself, to the light green jade, and it's used a lot for as a jade substitute. It's because it's less expensive, but it has the same beauty and the same shine. Okay, so I'm going to use that 7 inch or 17.8 centimeters round for the bracelet I'm making. This will actually make about 7 1/4, which is what I want. I'm going to start out by putting my jade or serpentine on the 1/2 of this ring. Now, I had thought about doing something like what I have been doing recently with doing it in groupings, but I think that the two-tone bracelets where you have half on one side and half on the other is just gorgeous, and it gives you a lot of different options. You can wear the bracelet with half and half, split right down the middle of the front of the wrist, or if you're wearing something you want the white to be on the top and the agate on the bottom, or vice versa, that's wonderful. I did not show you, though, that you will also need 2 of the larger hole metal beads. And this will be what will be the divider between each side of the bracelet. And I'm just going here and I'm putting this up, so I'm going to talk a little bit while we're doing this. Also, if you do not have these beads, the bottom beads, the Indian agate, as I said, our 2 beads are Hishi beads. And I did get these at Hobby Lobby. And this is what the bracelet is going to look like. Now, I like to fill mine up, and then I start just barely taking little pieces off and adding where I want them to go. And this one little piece is going, no, no, no. But what I'll do here is I'm going to add, once I get it up, there we go, move that out of the way. Sometimes the hands just need a little help. At least my hands need a little help. Okay, so as you can see up in the top right hand corner, when my hand isn't moving it or hiding it, I'm going to use these big hole spacer balls. And as I said, as I finish my thought, these are Hishi or 2 beads, and I got them at Michael's, but they do have similar things. Now, the first thing I want to do before I put on those big hold metal beads for the center is I want to space out and put on my donut metal spacers. Any spacer that you have in your stash will work. The thing that comes from the bargain bead box for this group is that beautiful new jade or serpentine or tine, however you say it. I pulled out some of the white. I pulled out some of the round spacer balls in the 4 millimeter, but I did not like them. I can tell you right now that I just flat did not use them. But as we talk, I'm going to speed this little section up some because, you know, it is like watching paint dry. Okay, I love that expression. I had never heard anybody say that till I started watching jewelry shows, YouTubes, many years ago. And my husband says, yeah, everybody says that. And I thought, well, I'd never heard it, but I love it. Okay, let me speed this up. So I thought I would go ahead and leave this in the background while I do this. What I'm doing for this bracelet on the Indian agate, I am going to put a 2-bead spacer, a 2-bead spacer, and then I'm going to do a set of 3 and then another spacer. Now, I thought on either end of the spacer I might use those round balls, but I just did not like them. It took away from the simplicity of this bracelet. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going bead spacer, 3 beads spacer, bead spacer, bead spacer, 3 beads. And that's what I'm going to do with the Indian agate. And you know, a lot of times I think, oh, I should cut all this stuff out about what I tried and I didn't like and all of this. But the reason that I don't is I have a general plan whenever I look at my beads, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use. I see people that put up videos and they have it sewed together and they just put their little stuff out and it just comes up beautiful. But I'm a trial and error type of person. I try it. If I don't like it, it was a mistake. I take it off. Okay, so we're going to move these spacer balls out of the way and we're ready to start the new Jade. All right, so the first thing I've done is I've taken the large metal spacer beads and I've put one at the breaking point between the Indian Agate and the new Jade. And now I am just setting on the side these donuts, the metal donuts that I have. And I'm showing you that I'm going to do that all the way around. And that will be the spacer between the beads. And I think that we are ready after I move this out of the way, since I've decided not to use them. And they're just rolling everywhere. I think we're ready, about ready for the next step. So this is going to be a stretch bracelet. I'm going to use a Stretch Magic. This is my normal go-to. It's a 0.7 millimeter stretch cord. And I'm going to pull out, I want a 7-inch, but I want to make sure I have plenty. So I'm going ahead and pre-stretching this, because if you've ever worked with stretch, after you've worn the bracelet for a while, it will begin to let go. And so you want to just help it along a little bit so that what you have will actually fit longer. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and thread these onto the cord before I cut it. I'm just going to use the end, and I'm starting with that large metal spacer ball or large metal bead, and that's so when I go to tie it, it will be between the bead and the metal bead, and that knot will slip inside and be hidden. And for this part, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right around to this until I get it 2/3 of the way around, because I have something I want to do about 2/3 of the way around the bracelet. My brain is having a little bit of trouble tracking today. I did not have a good night, but I'm better and I am working away. All right, let's go ahead and do this. And as I am stringing this bracelet, would you please take a moment to like and comment on this video? And if you haven't already, would you subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so that you will receive notices when I put out new content? And you know, one more thing, if you would share this, that would really help, because everything that you do for me in turn grows my channel, because the algorithm says, oh, somebody cares. Let me put this out a little more. Thank you so much. Now, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to do this all the way around, and then I will be right back. Well, hi there again. We're back. Now then, I've got this all strung up, and isn't that pretty? I just love, you know what? This would be beautiful just as a bracelet on its own. And if I still have some of this, I may do exactly that. Wouldn't that make a beautiful stacker? So now I'm going to put on my other large metal bead. And this one I'm going to bead right next to, because remember, the other one we put on first so we could tie it. So I put on the new Jade or the Serpentine, and then I'm going to put on a donut spacer and then another one. And I'm going to do that until I get 3 or 4 of this new Jade on, because I want to make sure that I have enough that it's moving towards the center if the bracelet is worn in the center, but it can still be seen if I'm doing the 2 side colors as the top. So I've gotten that right there. Isn't that pretty? Let me get a picture for you. So this is a really good look at what we've done so far. If you start out with the Indian Agate, you will see that I've done one of the tube beads or hishi beads, and then a spacer in the hishi bead, a spacer, 3 hishi beads, a spacer, and I've continued that all the way to the end. Now when we get to the end, you will notice that my large metal bead does not have a spacer on either end of it. I did not want to put a spacer because I didn't on the other side, and the reason I didn't was I want to make sure that hole is available to hide that knot. So to make it balanced, I didn't put the donut spacers on at the beginning, and I will not put them on at the end. Now then, for the next part, we have done the new Jade, or the Serpentine, or Teen. I guess it's Serpentine, maybe. I'm not sure. Tine, I think. Okay. Then the donut spacer, then another one and a spacer, and another one and a spacer. And now I'm ready to add what I want to add at this point. So at this point, I have this teeny little cross, and it has a small jump ring attached to it. And I'm going to no, I don't even have to open up that jump ring. I'm just going to slip it right onto my stretch cord. And you can use any charm you want, but for me, this one just cried out a beautiful little religious symbol of some kind. And for me, that's the cross. So if I had the Sacred Heart, I might do that. But the cross is something that people know, and I just think it is such a beautiful symbol of my walk with Christ. And so I wanted to put this on because this is a bracelet for me. But to be real honest, I would probably put it on if it was even something I was going to sell in the shop. And by the way, the shop is under construction, so there are no sales going on right now. All right, I have finished this up and it is ready to tie. I've measured it to make sure that it is 7 inches. And you see that little hole? That's where my knot is going to go. And see, that's a nice size little hole. And the knot will just fit right inside there. And that's something you need to decide whenever you are making a stretch bracelet. Do you want your knot to show, or are you going to have a place to hide it? So now that I've picked it up, I'm going to do a surgeon knot to tie this. And what I will do is I will take the thread, the stretch cord, and I'm going to wrap one end around the other twice, just like that. I'm sorry, it has come out of view, but what you do is just like you were going to tie a shoelace, but wrap it through the little circle twice. I'm going to do a surgeon knot 2 times on the top and 1 time on the bottom. So that's my second time, and there you can see it kind of, but it's just you hold it together like you were going to tie a shoe, but the rabbit jumps through the hole twice. Do you remember telling your kids that? The rabbit will jump through the hole twice for a surgeon's knot. Then I brought the cords back underneath, and I'm doing one also on the underneath side. And this is really all you have to do to secure this, but because of the weight of the beads, I'm going to go ahead and put a little dot of the gel super glue on this before I stick it in that bead. Now, isn't that pretty? Let's see how it looks on. Oh yeah, I really love that. So you can put that on the top. This is the way I will probably wear it. Half and half. It's kind of like your coffee, half and half. There you go. And then, or you can put the cross on the bottom or your little charm on the bottom, and then do the other side as the half and half. And then your metal bead becomes the focus. Or you can wear it with the Indian Agate on top. Or you can wear it with the new Jade on top. It doesn't really matter. This is very versatile. And the reason, there you go, super glue gel. I finally got it in. So I must have bumped my camera because now I am in trouble. It is all off the screen. And I thought, oh yes, if I use this, it'll be much better. At least I can tell where I'm working. So I've opened this up. I put a little dot of that super glue on a piece of throwaway metal. I've rubbed it onto the knot. And then I'm going to very carefully, without getting the stuff on my scissors, I'm going to clip just like that. I could not find my teeny scissors. I don't know where I put them. They're probably in my embroidery box. And then I'm going to slip that bead right over it like that, let it come together. And then I'm just going to let that super glue dry. And that bracelet is finished. Let me clean this up a bit and I will take some pictures. Now, isn't that beautiful? I just love this piece. I have to tell you, at first I thought, oh, I'll save this and put it up in the shop whenever it's through being under construction. But when I got this finished, I went, oh no, this is mine. I would like, if somebody sees it on me and goes, oh, I love that, I'd love to have one like that, then I would give it away because I would take that as a sign that the Lord says, no, share. But isn't that pretty? I just love that. Now this was the cross on top, just like that. Or move to the center or the agate, and then that cross will act as a charm for the bottom. Or you can wear it where it's half and half with the cross on the bottom again, or half and half with the cross on the top. Doesn't matter. And the reason I'm sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. Doesn't matter because this is a lovely bracelet any way you wear it. But I like it because you know how your bracelets roll around? My bracelets roll around. Well, this isn't going to matter. It's going to be beautiful no matter what. Most of my bracelets, I put a top and a bottom, and the top usually ends up at the bottom at some point during the day. But this one is gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? All right, here's some pictures. I hope you look in your stash and see if there are 2 different beads that you would like to put together and make one of these bracelets. They are so beautiful. And this half and half bracelet it really has won my heart. I have forgotten how much I love it. Thank you for joining me today on this amazing beading adventure. I have had so much fun. I hope you have an amazing beading adventure of your own this weekend. Just go into your stash or go shopping and find you something amazing to make. God bless you. God keep you safe. And I will see you next week. Kathryn, Handmade by Circle Art Designs. God bless y'all. Bye.